Am I the asshole for insisting on living with my dad to attend a better school? I'm 15M, living with my mom since she and my dad divorced. My dad just got married to a woman with 2 sons, 13 and 8 years old, and they all moved into her house. Where I'm currently living with my mom isn't great, especially compared to where my dad lives now. Even the schools there are much better. My school doesn't send students to T20 while this other school sends students to 20, so it is a huge difference. I talked to my mom about it, and she thought it might be a good idea for me to live with my dad for the sake of the better school. So, I brought up the idea to my dad. He told me he needed to think about it and would get back to me. After a few days, he told me it wasn't possible. Naturally, I asked him why, and he explained that their house only has 3 bedrooms, theirs and 1 for each of his sons. He said this is a new phase in their lives and they need time to adjust to living together. He also mentioned that my stepbrothers and I haven't spent much time together, so there's a chance of conflicts arising. He thinks I should get to know my stepbrothers better before making a big change that could disrupt the family dynamics. I didn't agree with his answer, though. I told him I'd be totally fine sharing a room with my 13-year-old stepbrother, and we've never had any issues when we've hung out. I also pointed out that saying no to this opportunity could seriously affect my college plans, given that the school in that area is much better. I explained that I spend a lot of time at school studying or in EC activities, so it'll not impact a lot in family dynamics. I'm very obedient and I'll do all chores that they need at house. I'll spend the weekends at my mom's house. But he's stuck to his decision. I really want to move in, so I reached out to my grandparents and uncles to talk to my dad. They had a chat with him, and he called me afterward, pretty angry. He said I should have accepted his first answer and now the whole family is against him, thinking he's not acting correctly. Am I the asshole? Update. Well, I guess any chance of me studying near my stepmom's house is over. A few days ago, I messaged my dad asking what time he'd pick me up on Friday to spend the weekend at their place. He didn't respond, so I asked again and he said he wouldn't be picking me up, that I wouldn't be spending the weekend there. I asked why, and he said it's not his weekend, it's the next one. I was really pissed off by this, because he never used to use the weekend as his or not excuse. Before he got married, we spent practically every weekend together. To me, this showed that he truly chose his new family over me. He knew I was already upset about the school situation, and he did this to show that I'm not welcome there. I told him that it's okay for him to choose his new family, but he didn't need to pick me up anymore, that he could just forget I exist and I'd do the same. I logged into Instagram, which I don't use, to block him, and I saw a picture of him at an amusement park with my stepbrothers, and he had written, "Me and my boys." He didn't even invite me to go with them. I have no idea when that was. He truly excluded me from his life. I got even more furious and sent him a message telling him to enjoy having 2 sons now instead of just 1, and that I wanted him to go EF himself. My dad called me multiple times. I answered once and he started scolding me, saying I'm acting like a child, and I hung up on him and didn't pick up again. He sent several messages saying he wants to talk to me. I was really naive in this whole situation. He replaced me months ago. I couldn't bike to school because of the knee surgeries I had, and I just realized now that he never once took me to school. It was always my grandparents or my mom. Lately, I've seen him very little and I thought it was because of the surgeries and recovery, but apparently, he only had space for every other weekend, whereas before his new family, he was always available for me. My mom is upset with me too. She says I lost my reason, that I have to talk to my dad, that I'm not behaving appropriately. As far as I'm concerned, I'll never talk to my dad again. Now I'm gonna spend the night locked up in my room cause if I step out, my mom's gonna try to force me to talk to him. I don't know if I'm doing right or wrong, but right now I'm just really angry and sad. I never thought my dad could replace me like this. I thought he truly cared about me. Edit. People are saying that my mom is taking my dad's side. Nope, she doesn't want me to be in a fight with my dad. She's saying that we need to talk, listen to each other. I guess no mom wants her kid to be in a fight with their dad. But I don't want to talk to my dad tonight. Update. He sent a lot of messages last night. He's saying that we need to talk in person, that I'm misunderstanding everything. He came over early this morning, but I told my mom I didn't want to talk to him and locked myself in my room. He wants to come tonight to talk. Update. Hi, everyone, my posts have been shared on our Best of Redditor updates, so a lot of people have been asking for an update or messaging me. I appreciate the messages, which have generally been supportive. Thanks, folks. I wouldn't share more updates, but I will do this one that I hope will be the last one. The last update is here. My mom already lifted my punishment. I didn't stay grounded for that entire time. I actually got closer to her during those days of punishment, which was good because we talked a lot. My dad continues to message me every day. He's been making an effort to ensure I don't feel rejected. Last weekend, I went to my stepmom's house, and it was interesting because I think I finally understood that my dad was right. I was being spoiled and trying to force my move there. I was there on Saturday afternoon, and a neighbor kid came to talk to my stepbrother, and I overheard part of the conversation. The neighbor asked if he could sleep over, and my stepbrother said no because I was there. I felt really bad about that. It was probably the first time I understood that my presence there would impact a lot for everyone in the house, and I was being really selfish by not putting myself in their shoes and understanding this. My stepmom married my dad with certain expectations for their life, and suddenly, I unilaterally wanted to change that life. And they probably can't afford a bigger house in the same neighborhood to accommodate me. Of course, if something happened to my mom, they'd take me into their home. But forcing a situation that they likely discussed before getting married was wrong and selfish. I think I was too focused on the ends justifying the means. I value my education a lot, so I was trying to force a situation that would, at the very least, be unpleasant. I was also selfish when I demanded that my dad include me in everything, like in the photo at the amusement park. I still don't like what he wrote, but he'll have to have moments alone with my stepbrothers. Anyway, that's it. I don't think there will be any more updates after this. I've learned my lesson that I need to listen to others more, put myself in their shoes, and control my reactions, which can be unfair. So, I've discovered that I am the asshole in this story. Again, thanks for the supportive messages.